That looks absolutely fantastic. Our ramen, we've got our rice, we've got our yogurt or curd, we've got some pickle, and we've got some onions with a little bit of chaat masala on and some lemon. Just look at that sensational dish. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Rick. Today we're doing Rajma or Rama rice. Okay, basically it's a dish with red kidney beans. That is all it is in this dish. It's a fantastic dish. And you know, it's a bit like making an English chili, you know, where you would use kidney beans. Now, the thing is with this dish, we're making it even more easier. You know this channel. These are canned kidney beans. 2 cans of kidney beans, rinsed, drained in there. And there are going to be people say use fresh, 2 whistles on a pressure cooker, and look, everybody can make this around the world. 2 cans kidney beans. Next step, or one step that we have to do, it's a tomato based curry. This actually, we're not using fresh tomatoes, we're making this. It'll be on the table within half an hour. Okay, this is 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. That is some water, about 120 mils, somewhere around there. We're going to mix that in there, and that is our tomato base. Easy as that. We're not making this complicated. We're making a very nice ramen rice dish. The thing is, we're making dishes like this, you know, if they're too complicated, people are not going to make them. It's straightforward. So that is our tomato paste, put to one side. Right, we're going to crack on. We are cooking with mustard oil today. I don't usually prefer to cook with mustard oil, I like ghee, but this recipe calls for mustard oil. Let's crack on. Okay, and there's been many questions about the pans. The pans are steel pans. They say, oh, they look new, where did you get your new pans? Look, these pans, what you do with them being steel pans, if you wash them and dry them, they get rusty. So what you do, you take a little bit of oil and a bit of kitchen towel and you rub it round, and your pan stays like that. That is it. But don't forget, this is oil. Okay, so you don't put other stuff on it as you're going to get oil on it. There you go. That's how you keep that pan that good. So we want to go in here with mustard oil. We want about 2.5 tablespoons of mustard oil. Like I say, I don't usually cook with it, but there you go. So we're going to get a flame on. I'm going to chuck some cumin seeds in there and then the onions. So heat it up. Now, you certainly don't have to use mustard oil for this. You can use veg oil. Not a problem. Okay, we're sticking to a bit more the homey way, you know. In there with your cumin seeds. Nice and steady. Let them splutter about a bit, look. Don't have to be screaming hot to release these. You know, we're coming down with the heat now because there's enough heat in this pan. Okay, they've all spluttered. Look, in there, onions. In we go, come on. Nice little one of those around there. Just want a little pinch of salt in there. That's going to release all that moisture in those onions. So we're not cooking on no screaming high heat here, love. You know, we just want to have a nice golden on the onions. Now for all the people that make my reverse base, ideal recipe for reverse base, because look, we're cooking onions. You want about 4 to 5 tablespoons of reversed base, basically baked onions blitzed in there. You skip this step altogether, you've still got a nice cooked onion base. That's on the channel. Now don't rush around with these onions. If you rush around, they're going to be burnt. We don't want a burnt onion in here. We're not making burgers or hot dogs. We want a little tinge on there and golden. You decide how golden you want them to be in there. Garlic ginger paste. Just bring that in. Cook out the rawness of the garlic and the ginger. Little cook on there, then we'll stir it all in. Garlic ginger paste, you can buy it, but this is blended 50-50. A little bit of water, a little bit of oil. Little stir in. We need to be hitting this up with some spices. Coriander, Kashmiri chili powder, and a little bit of turmeric. Now I'm going to chuck some hing in here. We could have chucked it in with cumin seeds, and really we should have done, but you know, we all forget. So I'm just going to chuck a little bit of hing in there as well. Now hing burns, so you've got to be really careful. So as you can see, we're not on a very high flame there, look. That's what you're looking at. We just need to bloom out the spices in there with that onion, garlic, ginger mix. And we want to be going in there with our tomato paste that we've just made. Now we're keeping on the same low heat. We're just going to stir this through and then we will cook to get the oil to come through. So in it goes. Keep it nice and low flame. We don't burn anything. You've got to keep a little stir on there, but just try and cook it till the oil comes through. So you can see it's just starting to come through, but this tomato paste is not cooked yet. Just give it a couple of minutes on there. Make sure you cook it out. Okay, we can see little bits of oil coming through there. We are going in there with all those beans. Give them a good coating. Bring them all in. I'll just add a little bit of salt to that actually. Before I forget. In with some hot water. Okay, we're going to come to the boil and we're going to reduce to a simmer for 30 minutes. Uncovered. Now this is a Rajma or Rama over rice or Rama rice. So the rice is on. It's in the rice cooker. Basmati rice in the rice cooker. I'm lazy. That's what rice cookers are for. If you eat rice all the time, chuck it in, add the water, press start, fluff it up when it's cooked, serve up. Done. Okay, so let's get this up to the boil. Set it to simmer for about 30 minutes and keep giving it a stir. We don't want any of this stuff sticking on the bottom of the pan. There you go. Okay, once you've got it nicely thickened up like that, look, it's starting to thicken up lovely. We want to mash a couple of these beans. Now you can get a masher out and do it, or you can just break it up with a spoon. or a wooden spoon, anything like that. And that's going to put some natural thickener inside here. Help it thicken up nicely. Now, you don't go crackers and smash them all up. You know, just do a few so you get that natural thickness coming through. And then you just stir it in. Now this is going to thicken up. If you don't have enough sauce, you add a little bit of water. So in there, a little bit of hot water. Give it a little stir through, and we're going to get a lovely, lush sauce. Look at that. That's getting there. So we've got about 5 or 6 minutes left on that. Look, that's all. Now, if you wonder why I keep changing from that to the spoon and back again, it's because the people complaining about stainless on steel, but it's cooking. Okay, we've only got about 5 minutes left on there. What we're going to do is, over the top of there, with a little bit of garam masala, we'll stir that through. And we want some coriander. Of course we do. Now you don't even have to cook this, you can turn it off and stir it in. And that's what we're going to do. And there you go. Right, we need to serve this up. Nice and straightforward, this one. It goes on the rice. You know, it's rajma and rice, but some people put it alongside each other. However, you put the rice down, you put this on, you put some onions down, some pickle down, and you're good to go. Pickle of choice, this is mango pickle because I like it. A little bit of yogurt or curd, and on there. There you have it. Rajma and rice, a little bit of coriander, job done. Look at that. That is absolutely sensational. Oh, the best part. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Oh, man. That is superb. Mix it up with your onions. Oh, come on. A little bit of yogurt or curd. Oh. And I've got some mango pickle, which I really like. There you go. First class food. Now, of course, if you want more sauce in your rajma, put more water in, you know, but it should be sticking to the rice. But everybody likes it their own way, you know. Beautiful. There you go, fantastic rajma on rice or Rajma Chawal. Superb. Great flavours. Lovely with the pickle and the yogurt or curd. Superb. Superb dish. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make this. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.